Bunnycast number 15, the webcomic review episode, recorded on March 27th, 2009.
Let's listen to Killerfish eat cookies for the next 20 minutes.
Alright, welcome to another episode of the Bunnycast. We have with us our usual compliments. No guests today, but that's okay because, as you heard in the title, we are doing a webcomics review episode. We are doing this by way of apology for the fact that we haven't been doing webcomic reviews because we've just not had the time. So we're just
And those two suck.
Hey,
Hey, it's not our fault we're lazy. I'm busy.
I blow, I don't suck.
No, you do both at once. You break the laws of physics doing so.
I'm Windows? No! Okay.
Ironic you say that because the Simpson episode that aired tonight was the one which makes fun of Apple.
Yes, with the Maple stores and the MyPods, yes. That was all the rage at work for a while.
I love the joke about Steve Jobs in there. How could you question the person that we fired 10 years ago because he failed the company?
Okay, so let's just jump straight into this thing. As far as news goes, let's talk a little bit about the events in comic. All one of them that have occurred since the last recording. Nanase's hair.
OMG!
It says something about either how much I'm immersed in this world or how well Dan is as a person who can create suspension of disbelief. But my first thought was not, boy, Dan is writing her as the typical lesbian knows. Like, no, I say stop playing to type.
That's what she said.
Not you two. I thought Troy had avoided that.
No, Troy has been saying that constantly to me ever since I've known him.
Oh, fortunately, he avoided doing that when he was here. We got this guy at work that's like every second sentence you say, that's what she said.
Yeah, I've noticed that quite prevalent in TV from the US at the moment. It's almost they've got some odd character on there that just goes, that's what she said. What the hell is that making reference to? Just throw it in there. Wow, we're edgy.
You forgot to add the audience going, woo!
Yeah, Killerfish has a good point there. Any comments on Nanase's hair?
It's short.
It's very short.
It's actually surprisingly an in-character thing to do, considering the fact that she's trying to be not so secretive anymore.
True.
And one of the ways she thinks of doing this is to cut her hair to a shorter length.
Yeah, but I'm
actually
Go on.
Might have gone a bit over the top.
I said
Squato, go.
Yeah, what I was quickly going to say is that I like the reason that she gave for why she cut the hair short is because all of her magic so far has been sneaky. So she just wants to stand out.
Yes. I'm kind of with Ellen though. I'm very much a long hair on girls kind of person. Not quite so far as what Elliot did at the party, but a good shoulder to mid back length and it was like I so perfectly empathized with Ellen in that last frame of 2 comics ago, where she's like,
Swat.
Exactly.
Evil woman. She's an evil woman.
Moving
Or however
on.
that song
Okay,
goes.
when Squato starts to sing, that's our cue to move on. Okay, let's.
When Squato sings, you take a drink.
Taking requests here. Taking requests.
That doesn't work for Mormons, though.
Ah,
In that case, you just take hard drugs.
True, I don't think there's anything in the word of wisdom about cocaine. So, moving on, I want to talk a little bit about the website for the Order of the Bunny. There has been a very positive response to the new beta site, which
All three people agree with it.
oh, hush you. It's been very well received, and I did want to reassure anybody listening that yes, I am still working on it. Yes, we will get updates. Yes, your profile, if you're a member of the order, will be posted as soon as I get art from Killerfish. Killerfish, how are you doing?
part of the problem is that I can't use a scanner at the moment, which is causing me no end of headaches, as you can imagine, for any of you artists out there, because I've had to go down the hideous route of using a webcam to actually take an image of my pencil work, which is really irritating me at the moment.
But
So you
quite
can
fun.
understand. Yeah, you can understand why artwork has been a bit slow to non-existent for me at the moment.
What is the...
Shh, everyone! That's his way of begging for money to get a good computer.
Actually, we
Just be quiet on that.
We just need to get his current computer fixed. What is the status on that?
I've put a new motherboard in, and I've put a new graphics card in, and I still can't get it to go because apparently there's some software or something that I have to download. I don't understand it myself, don't worry.
He's an artist, not a computer technician,
If
Jim.
I could get my hands on your computer, this would be done. Seriously. Anyways, so that's the status on the order's website. Also, I will hopefully be moving it, not in the near future, but in the somewhat maybe 6 months future, moving it to a different server than the Mobile Me server. So we'll be able to do things like adding user logins and wikis and things like that, as opposed to just having everybody send me all the stuff, and hopefully I'll get a chance to update it. You know, with all my voluminous time.
Well, you should be. Aren't you meant to be belonging to the Mac floating city?
The Mac what who city?
The Mac
You belong
floating
to
city.
Apple. Apple owns you. You belong to Apple.
Well, you're assuming that I'm not putting the order's site on a non-Mac server. I have a Mac
What?
server that I'll be putting it on.
I know, just pulling your chain.
Okay, so moving on to the next story, Comic-Con. Between the last recording and this recording, which I understand not many people have heard the last recording since I haven't posted it yet. Anyways, between those two recordings, the Comic-Con registration has opened up, and hotel registration has opened up. And I did post briefly about this on the forums, but the 4-day passes are gone. They are completely sold out. And usually where the 4-day passes go, the 1-day passes for Saturday usually go pretty quickly as well. So if you are wanting to register, hopefully by the time you're hearing this, it won't be too late for you to get on and register for all 4 days as individual 1-day registrations. And that, unfortunately, is what you're going to have to do in order to get to all 4 days. Of course, if you're just planning on showing up for Saturday or maybe Thursday or whatever, you just need a 1-day for that particular day. And Saturday, by the way, is the only day which you have to have a special 1-day pass for. The other 3, if you just get a 1-day, you can come at any time on those days. In related news about the BunnyCon, we do have BunnyCon Suite Alpha.
You have an alpha site.
We have an alpha site. My wife managed to arrange it uh, completely on accident. Fortunately, it just happened to work out. And so we will have a bunny suite. Now, right at the moment, it's the only people staying in that suite are going to be my wife, my daughter, and I. People are welcome to drop in, hang out, chill out, maybe crash for a little bit if they just get exhausted. But we don't have anybody registered besides us as staying in that room. So we are working on a BunnyCon beta suite.
Beta site.
Yes, and if that happens, I will post out news that we have secured a second room and that people are welcome to join us in filling up that room. As I did state after last year's con, we will be requiring advance payment for anybody staying in the Bunny Suite this year. Last year it was just too much of a fiasco trying to get money to give to this person, that person, and the other person. It just turned out to be a big nightmare. So we're taking money in advance this time. And as soon as we have secured Bunny Suite Alpha, or Bunny Suite Beta, I should say, I will be letting people know how much that's going to be and when I will need the money by. Killerfish, you have some related news.
I won't be making it to this year's Comic Con.
No!
I know.
Oh!
You're all torn up. It's a hideous day. But you're just gonna have to move on and be strong and keep going, even though I won't be able to enjoy the fun with you.
All right. Well,
That's official. France is invading England now.
They wish.
Wait, France surrendered? I thought they attacked.
No, they invaded Italy.
Wait, the French might just have a chance. The French will start surrendering, and the Italians will stumble over their own mines.
For the record, I should point out that I had the guy that used to live next door to me for years until he passed away a few years ago was actually an Italian soldier in the Second World War.
Wow.
Captured in North Africa, went over to be a POW in England until where he met his future wife, then came to Australia.
I was going to say, I got as far the hell away from Italy as possible.
And North Africa.
True. I do kid. I have never been to Italy. I don't know anything about the country. So just a little disclaimer there. So Squato.
His sons, just one little thing. I could technically have gone on with his sons because there's some really interesting stories there. particularly because one of his sons became a war correspondent.
Oh, interesting. Okay, Squato, why don't we talk about your little bit of news info for today's episode?
I'm apparently still alive.
No, the other news.
And what would that be?
Battles. You're the one who brought it up.
Yes, officially now Battlestar Galactica has finished. Well, excluding the fact there's going to be these... the plan, which is basically tying up a lot of loose ends, and the prequel series called Caprica. And technically speaking, there's also meant to be another Battlestar Galactica version coming out in the future, but that's just meant to be a rehash of the original TV series.
Return to the prequel of the remake Battlestar.
That's what the new forum needs. It needs a new sequel game. I mean, you never get a better idea of how to create a goofy title than when you're playing the sequel game. The son of the daughter of the return of Jedi 5, or Catnip Wars, son of Catnip Wars, the return of Catnip Wars, driving Homer Net up the wall.
Makes perfect sense.
No, it was great fun. We really need to resurrect that on the new forums. I will get.
I'll
to
get
that.
the necromancers on it immediately.
Okay, so the big news that Squato was supposed to say was that we are planning a Battlestar Galactica retrospective podcast review episode. The reason we're not doing anything about it now, when it's topical, is that I haven't seen any of it, and I did that specifically on purpose because when the series started, I had no access to it, and I knew, based on who was doing it, the style it was being done in, etc., that there would be no chance in hell that I'd be able to figure anything out if I jumped in halfway through even the first season. So I just opted to not jump on that particular boat until the DVDs started coming out. And the DVDs are now out, and I'll just add them to my Netflix queue at some point. Or, if Squato's coming out this year, BunnyCon, he's promised to bring his set, so we'll try to get that watched.
One quick thing. I just got to quickly check.
Anybody else notice Squato always says one more thing?
Yeah, but it's not quite Steve Jobsian in that there's no reality distortion field around him.
Actually, I'm just quickly checking this. Yes, good for you. Actually, I was just checking to see if the copies I've got of Battlestar Galactica can be viewed, if they're only for Australia or not. And apparently, they're region 2, 4, and at least one copy is also 5.
Yeah, none of them are region 1. We'll see if we can get our hands on a region free DVD player, which is actually something I've been thinking about getting for a while.
So yes, if it happens, and if I do come, there's going to be a frat party.
There we go. Okay, so
yes, we'll have a review, retrospective of it when he gets to watch the damn thing. And on one hand, that might technically be a good thing, because by that stage, people would have the impact of the ending. People would be able to have gotten over it, or the meaning sunk in. And I say that because it appears there's two camps about the series. One is the ending. One is it was good. The other one think it was too religious and anti-scientific.
So what you're saying is there's the people that watch the show because it's a good entertainment value, and there's the idiots.
Small group. Most of the people that seem to be unhappy about things, they basically, even they are admitting that they're nitpicking because they really did like the ending.
Yes, but the people who also disagree, who always disagree, are always the most vocal about it.
It's the internet. You have some people that would disagree more just because there's some arsehole that's there going, "Oh, you don't like this, you don't understand it, I got all this other stuff." And
I have two letters and 2 numbers that will completely end the whole debate. AK-47.
I've got a reference that they could end the entire debate and make it a bit hilarious. 42.
Yes, indeed. Okay,
and that actually makes a reference to this ending.
Nice. I raise my glass to them then. Okay, so let's move on to the main topic that we are going to address today.
One quick thing I just remembered.
One more thing.
Shut up, you. Quiet, you.
Okay, I'm gonna bend the rules for future podcasts. Every time you say that, Squato, I'm gonna get a clip of Steve Jobs saying, "One more thing."
Right. You know how you made that comment last podcast or the time before that about what gift Obama gave?
Yes.
I found, because at the moment Rudd's over in America, I found out what gift he gave to Kevin Rudd.
Who's Rudd?
Kevin Rudd, Prime Minister of Australia.
Gotcha, go ahead.
Looks like Tintin.
Go on.
Gift from Obama to Rudd was a signed and inscribed copy of... Oh wait, no, this is to Rudd. To Obama for Rudd was a signed and inscribed copy of Thomas Kennedy's bibliography on Lincoln. He's an Australian writer. From Obama is an original printing of sheet music from the Anachronistic Song, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, which is by John Smith. His best work is The Star Spangled Banner.
Oh,
It's
that-
4 a.m.
that's a porn name right there. It's a Star Spangled Banger. Good night, everybody.
He's going to star in the porn identity. The porn supremacy and the porn ultimatum.
Okay. Let's move on.
Somebody's got
before
something on his mind.
this- Let's move on before this really degenerates.
Too late.
So once again, our main topic this week is we're going to be doing individual reviews. Unlike our previous reviews where we all went through and power read all the archives for a particular webcomic, this week we are just going to grab one or two webcomics, possibly three, and we're just going to give a synopsis and a little bit of our personal review, and then we'll move on to the next comic until all three of us have had a chance. Now, I would recommend, guys, I'm going to deviate from what we had earlier talked about, that we each do one and we just sort of round robin it. So,
Okay.
But this is a good time for us to break the podcast a little bit. So we'll see you guys. We'll see our listeners in about a week. Killerfish, stop playing with your cookies.
That's not the only thing he's playing with.
We really have gotten there, haven't we?
We kept crossing the line, and we're still crossing it. It's the final frontier, people.
Alrighty.
Where no man has gone before.